Okay, folks, I got the wings done. Now we're going to do the head and the arms and stuff. What we want to do for the back is draw what you see here. You want to draw a line down to the center, another line down the center, and a little of like a little short W on the bottom. Okay, that will be our back of our piece. We're not going to feather it. You don't have to feather it, folks, if you don't want to. You know, you could just do it this way and do the body. Do everything you see here that I'm going to do on the body, and you can leave this plain and just paint it white, or just put a couple of little notches in for the feathering. You can be creative with it if you want. It's totally up to you and how you want to do it. There is no right or wrong way when you carve this thing. I'm just going to show you how I did this portion. So what I did with the head too, just to explain to you for a second, I actually did the head almost like in a round fashion that you see there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the halo out first. We're just going to cut that part of the, let me see if I can bring this up a little closer for you. There you go. Up like this, and then I do the same thing on the back. And I just want to explain too how I started. This piece here is just about 3 inches. Okay, 3 inches by 3 inches by a little over 2, almost 2 3/4. Okay, or it is 2 3/4. So that's how wide it is, if you're wondering. And the thickness of it, folks, to explain, you can make it any thickness you want, really. This is a little less. This is a little less than 1/4. This one's probably a little more than 1/4. This one's a little thicker than the first one I did. So just to explain that to you. And also, when I cut this on a bandsaw, if you go to, and I'll try to link it up on the site, go to how to cut things, patterns out on a bandsaw. I had these all together, okay, and all I did was slice them. Okay, after I cut the initial pattern out, I cut about 4 to 5 of them out of a 2-inch block, if I remember right. So you know, you can cut multiple ones at one time, so you have a bunch of them to carve. Okay, so you can throw them in. That's how I did the dove project too, the flying dove. I cut a bunch of them at one time. Anyway, let's go back to the head here. What we're going to do is we're just going to cut these corners out first, just like so. I'm going to do this corner here. Okay, you want to be careful you don't cut into the head if at all possible. This just gives you a kind of an idea where to start here. And those wings do get in the way a little bit when you carve, folks. You know, it's not like doing something that's completely rounded. You know, these things are sticking out all over the place, and it's a little more challenging to carve it because of that. But it should be a fun project. It shouldn't take us that long to really do this. So I cut the bottom off, and then I go back and I slice a piece off, just like so. Alright, and you want to leave a good chunk of it there. You know, you want to leave about that much there. Alright, so it'll give you some guidelines when you carve. It's nice to put things in pencil if you can, just to make it a little easier for you, so you're not second guessing yourself if you're going too far or not. You know, folks, and you know, I really appreciated G. Messer's message on the board about, you know, helping those that are disabled vets and things like that. And I agree. This hobby does not have to be an expensive one. It can be an enjoyable one. I think I've tried to keep things at a low cost all the way around. You know, for folks, you know, that you don't need to buy very expensive things a lot of times. You know, you buy these things as you get into it. If you find you need a tool, then you go to a carving show if you're fortunate to go to one or able to go to one, and you buy it then. You know, carving shows you can usually buy and get your best bet on buying stuff cheaper. I've always found that to be true. So I'm going to do the back of the halo a little bit later. So let's do Let's do the face. We're going to cut that out. Just put a stop cut in. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up from the bottom, just like so. Alright. We're just going to round things up a little bit. Kind of tough at that corner, so try to get that corner really distinct if you can. Pronounce there, just like so. Alright. Now we're going to just cut a little V-cut. Well, not a V-cut, but undercut that a little bit. Alright, we're going to cut all this rough stuff off too, because it's not going to paint up right if you don't. We're just going to cut that out a little further. You know, you can make that a little deeper. It doesn't hurt it any to make it a little deeper. You have to think when you do relief carving, folks, what comes before what. Like the face comes before the body. The arms will come before this part of the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the arms out next. Just going to swing this around like a U shape. Okay. Oops, a little further. Alright. You're going to cut that right out. It doesn't take a lot to do the body. The wings will take a little bit of time, and that's up to you if you want to do all the feathering on it. I will do it on this one just to show you how to do it, just like I did with the one in the round. Like I said, you know, you can make this any way you want. Perfectly fine. Okay, and then we'll go. I have another minute or so here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut this out on the bottom. We'll round everything off after we get everything cut out. Now you see here at the corner I pushed down. We're just going to make that meet just like that. Okay? That's all we're going to do. We're going to undercut. You're going to do the same thing here as you did up here with the face. Okay? With the head. So we're going to undercut. And over in this corner you're going to cut it a little deeper. Just like so. Alright. We're going to go a little deeper to make that a little more distinct. I did a couple of things a little differently than I did with the relief carving. The hands aren't going to be quite the same. So more of a simpler project there. Alright. And with the wings I also cut out on the back of this back here. So we're going to just cut this out like so, and we're just going to undercut it. I'm sorry, just like this, right where the wing stops at the corner. Just put a little stop cut, and we're just going to, we'll round everything off the bottom in a second here. Alright, folks, I'll be right back, and we'll continue on with our little project.